Okay, so you might be thinking to yourself, yeah, I would love to work remote for 5 weeks because we were in Fargo, North Dakota, but you could be in Europe, you could be somewhere in South America, wherever you would want to go, you could do the same thing. So how have we been able to do that?
What's up, you guys? We are back.
After 5 weeks.
Sorry, I think I only posted one video, which was the Seattle vlog, but we are back in Orlando at Stardust, our office.
Yes, our go-to office, co-working space, coffee shop, all of it.
So we wanted to jump on here quickly and talk to you guys about how we were able to work remote. Well, like, we always work remote, but how we were able to go visit family for 5 weeks and some of the things that we did to like make sure we were kind of like on task every day, because we still worked pretty much every day.
Yeah, because 5 weeks is a long time, but so you can't really, I mean, some people could take 5-week vacations, but we're not at that stage.
I mean, before we went, obviously, we made sure we got as much done as possible before we left.
Yep.
But while we were there, every single morning, we still followed our same routine, which is really, really important to do. I think I probably slept in a little bit more because we were in a time difference.
There's a time difference, but we still woke up early. We still had our task schedule with the breakfast. We even went and worked at coffee shop.
Yeah, we didn't really vlog though while we were there, just because it was just like one other thing, you know, to do when we were really there to be with family.
Yeah.
So we kind of did as much as possible on our own work, and then took the time to be with family since we were there.
Yeah. Okay, so you might be thinking to yourself, yeah, I would love to work remote for 5 weeks because we were in Fargo, North Dakota, but you could be in Europe, you could be somewhere in South America, wherever you would want to go, you could do the same thing. So how have we been able to do that?
So one of the things that many of you guys know, because since this is called Freelancer TV, we are talking about freelance. And so I take on different clients doing different skill sets that are able to take on enough work so I can actually pay our bills and do all that sort of stuff. So I have built a freelance business that allows me to be able to work from wherever, whenever, and I've built up the skill sets to be able to, you know, like multitask and take on different projects at the same time, and, you know, help the companies that I'm working for and making sure that they don't feel neglected. Even when I do travel for 5 weeks, I'm still always on the calls, always in Slack, always asking questions, making sure that communication is still open, because that's something super important if you are trying to travel and work. There is a time difference when we traveled, and there usually is, just depends on where you're going. You want to make sure that your communication is always in sync with the team that you're working with or the team that you're freelancing for.
Yeah, when you're working remote, over communicating is like a necessity, because especially if their team is an in-office team, you don't get that just default interaction or the impromptu desk meetings that they're having.
Question: what kind of bear is best?
That's a ridiculous question.
False. Black bear.
Well, that's debatable. There are basically two schools of thought.
Fact: bears eat beets.
Oh.
Bears beets Battlestar Galactica.
Bears do not.
So you have to make sure you're very actively engaged and on top of it, like Brandy was just saying, so that you don't feel alienated or they don't think you're not working or not doing anything. It's better to check in almost every single day than not.
Something that I do and something that I sort of ask teams to do is, most of them have Slack, and so I'll ask if we can create a stand-up channel if they don't already have one, and then every single day, no matter what time it is, because, you know, a lot of times if they're hiring contractors, there's people from all over, so whatever time you're starting to work from them, you write out all the different things you're doing, and then you notate the progress on them throughout the day. So if you've got something done, or if it's still in progress, or you haven't even started. They know that, and I write everything down from the meetings I'm having with people and all the different tasks that people are kind of piling on me. Because what's happened to me in the past with companies is that they'll find out that I can do multiple different things. So then different teams will ask me to do different things, but none of the other teams know that the other teams are asking me to do stuff, and it can kind of be this massive like cluster. And people are like, well, what are you doing? It's like, oh, well, so-and-so asked me to do this. Okay, well, they're not the one that hired you. So it's like you have to make sure that you are throwing that out there so everybody can see it, and then if there is a problem, it can be addressed right away.
Yes, absolutely. And I agree. I mean, I'm pretty much in the same boat. Our company's entirely remote. We have the agency side and the product side, and it allows us to be anywhere as long as we have a computer and an internet connection that's halfway decent. Honestly, we're on 5 Zoom calls a day, at least minimum, just communicating with the teams and customers. And if you don't use Zoom, actually, that's like a tip for this video.
Use Zoom.
Check out Zoom. Zoom has been the most powerful productivity and communication tool for remote environment that I've ever used in my life, like Zoom and Slack.
You can also record meetings in Zoom, so if there's ever like discrepancy on like what somebody was supposed to do or what you told somebody to do. Like, not saying to like record all the calls, but there is that feature available.
Yeah, there's remote control, so you can take over somebody else's machine if they allow you to. Obviously, you can draw on the screens. It just allows you to do everything you would need to do, and it's incredible. It really is.
So yeah, basically our 3 tips out of this video are, communicate really well, and 2 ways to do that efficiently and effectively is Slack and Zoom. Those are 2 of the really, most utilized tools for us that we use on a daily basis to communicate with other remote team members and also other, companies that we're working with. So, if you guys want to work from wherever, whenever, make sure, I'm gonna plug my school here, or I'm in the process of creating freelancerschool.co. If you guys wanna go check it out, I'll put the link in the description. But it's literally gonna be everything from acquisition to retention, on how to get clients and how to keep them and how to really evolve projects where you can be making really good money and you can afford to take longer vacations or work from wherever, whenever.
Yeah, and these are going to be the strategies that we've used over the last 3 years now to literally go wherever and do whatever we want. It's hard work, but it works. And not only for ourselves, but also employing another handful of full-time people over the course of these 3 years. So if you're sitting there thinking, hey, I just want to make enough money to cover myself, well, then this will definitely work for you if you actually apply them. So I'm super excited for her to do the school because it's worked for us. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, so stay tuned. It's not going to launch until September, but you can sign up to join the waitlist and you'll receive updates and get invited to, follow us on Instagram and also join our Facebook group and Twitter and all that fun stuff. So if you guys like this video, boop, 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 give it a thumbs up, please, and of course subscribe to our channel below. Bye.
All right, we just finished recording the video. This is our spot. You guys know this spot well.
And yes, there is graffiti behind us and we don't know what it says, so if there are swear words, we are sorry. I know one of you guys pointed that out in one of our previous videos.
Or inappropriate things, yeah. We don't really know.
We don't know, we don't condone it. Obviously don't write on stuff either.
This stuff is literally all around Stardust, so we're almost like blind to it.
Yeah, that's what kind of makes this a really cool coffee shop. It's super eclectic.
Yep.